2 items on this Silas already versus 1 item of your Ahri. Wukong at Triforce, one of the strongest characters in these skirmishes. Bot lane, HDK. Oh, a TP for Silas looking bot lane as there's a 4-man play onto this turret by Fuel. Looking for a little bit of a dive onto the Jax maybe, but it is a Jax. He's not the easiest character to dive, and with that being said, the trade for Fuel not going what they want. They didn't get as much of a cross map as they wished, but Boo looking to pick off Craig, just forcing that ult out. Ollie's going to get a good pick onto the Varus. Not sure how the Varus got stuck there, but with that being said, it looks like maybe Albany might be still looking for something here. They have their Jax up. Rakan has his ultimate. I think they might be looking for something here. Maybe looking for an overextension as Zan does not have his flash, but the turret is just going to fall quickly. It's like Albany's going to be going straight onto Ollie here on the jungle camp. Rakan getting that ult, getting that dash in, but the blast cone, Ollie sending his 80 carry into Doom, but he survives, so we don't care.
Yep, unfortunately, Wukong was able to absolutely shred that misfortune, and Zan was just not in a position to really do anything about it. But HTK does manage to get a kill onto Jax and do a strong advance into the top lane, which actually, 3 members of Albany are pushing HTK, and if you go to the bottom lane, you can see on the map and mid, you can see Fuel has started to gradually advance with HTK once again putting baits.
Yeah, HTK is really good at this whole, forcing everyone to go towards you.
Oh, yeah.
Also, one of these days, I'm sure we'll catch one of HTK's solo kills on the camera, but unfortunately, a lot of action's been happening, and he keeps doing these while action's happening on the other side of the map, so
we just see a lot of chaos going on.
We do, yeah, and then randomly HTK gets a solo kill,
Yeah, no, you see it at the most random moments. Like, you see all the action, but then you just see HTK gets a kill, HTK gets a double, HTK with the triple, quadra, penta.
But, I mean, with Silas being on this top side, this fight's going to be very favored for Fuel. He's going to be walking down slowly, the Herald's going to be placed, but the strongest member of Albany is not here for this Drake. I think the Drake's just going to quickly fall for the side of Fuel, but maybe backing off. It's going to be a bit of a smite fight, but a character that wins these smites is for sure Wukong, one of the best characters at these smites, and actually Fuel's going to have to fully back off. Boo just barely getting out of the range of that Rakan W with the ultimate. Spirit Rush could be things, but that the Wukong clone going to be able to block that charm, not able to get the pick that Boo is looking for. So Ollie maybe trading in onto the Silas. The Wukong Cyclone comes out. The Rakan with a 3-man charm.
Super Ben
just
going to
be an insane fight for Fuel, or for Albany, sorry. I mean, you see 18, I think I saw 7 dash resets from the Silas there. Every time he gets a kill, he's going to get a reset. That's the Ahri ult, and this might be an hit. Ahri ult, yeah, every time you get a kill, you get a dash reset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fun character, so, but this could be an inhib falling at 20 minutes for Fuel. Maybe a little bit of shades of the same. Despite the gold lead being extremely close, these team fights are just going the side of...
Actually, hold on. Look what's going on over there, though.
This can't be real. Wait, can they? They can't end, can they? No.
I don't know. Wait, what's going on? Wait, hold on. The Albany Blitz.
I don't think they
the
can end here,
down.
I don't think they're ending here, but it is going to be open Nexus.
And again, with the save.
Now, we have seen an open Nexus with this low of HP before, so we could be in for another story. Fuel is actually quite even, and they have these Drakes on their side, so there is still always an option. But with that Drake fight win, I mean, Albany just took so much ground with that. They took mid tier 2 because of the Herald. They took mid inhib turret. They took inhib, and then they took both Nexus turrets. Now, they're probably going to play for something aggressive before these respawn, but with the Baron and the Fuel's going to be looking towards this Ruinous Otacon, the one that will be giving, Voracious Otacon, pardon, the one that will be giving the revive. And it looks like they may be able to just one-shot this instantly. Albany not really privy to the information that they're going to be going for it.
Yeah, no, Albany does not have the time.
Fuel clawing right back, fighting right back, getting an insane objective. This is one of the best objectives in the game. Completely can turn a game around on its head. 5 free GAs. And see HDK going to be utilizing that pressure, already throwing in, forcing the stopwatch from the Silas of UALBANY. Be getting double killed. He's going to be 2-man here, but I don't think he cares. He's just going to walk out. He didn't even have to burn the res. And if you saw on the other side, Rakan died, and that's one kill that Fuel got without losing anything. HDK lives. They still have all of their revives. HDK looks like he might actually be staying. He's trying to bait him in. He knows he has this revive. He knows that he actually hit. Look at his healing. Look at Garen passive. It's like a mini Warmugs. He just keeps on healing.
Yep, and he's just going to keep walking and putting that Jax on the retreat, but is going to probably do a recall here. Ollie is going to take some of the jungle, going after the little wolves.
Let's try breaker. I knew that.
And then already with 3 members of Fuel taking that mid lane, Craig and Ben are going to just take that tower. That was fated to go down eventually. Craig going for the middle. There might be a small engagement that might turn into a team fight going on in the middle, but it looks like everyone's backing off. Marcho and Zan waiting to just rendezvous together to go against this mid engagement with Alpha on the side in their jungle, and then back in the bottom once again HTK on their own might go and engage Jax, but there is a channel here. Nope, canceled the channel.
But you see Silas walking down here. They're looking to punish HTK on this side, but he
look
has
at
a
that.
lot of burst damage. He might be able to shred through the health bars, but this is already 3 people on the side for. And Fuel actually gonna be looking to, yeah, Fuel's gonna be clapping right back. They still have these revives. If they get one trade, it's good, but not quite able to. They do burn the flash of the Silas, burn a couple other things here and there, maybe with Jack's ultimate, but not exactly what you're looking for. But great pick onto the side, onto the recon there by Boo. Look at the Spirit Rush charm, and should be able to slow chase this with the rest of Fuel. Has 2 more ultimates, has that charm. It's just gonna hit. The story is he just keeps hitting this Wukong clone, but the Cyclone not going to be able to survive. Ollie going to get another pick. Fuel's going to keep on climbing back into this game. And now with Drake spawning in 37 seconds, Wukong will just not quite be able to get there in time for it to spawn. He'll be spawning about 5 seconds before the Drake spawns, and I think Fuel might be able to just kill it on spawn, but also the Baron is up in 40.
They might be able to, and I'm just going to knock on wood here. Haven't we seen this before? Did we see something a little similar in game 1, but the sides swapped around?
Actually, no, it was Fuel was on blue side.
Yeah, Fuel was on blue.
Apparently red side's just really good.
Yeah, I think, is it just a red day? It's
probably must be a red day.
It has to be a red day.
But this being said, I mean, this can be a quick Drake take for Fuel. That's 1 step closer to the Soul, 1 off, and we saw how detrimental the Soul was to Fuel's hopes and dreams last game. We'll have to see if they can continue, if they can match the success that Albany had on that. And HDK has 4 people on him randomly, but I'd like to remind you, he doesn't have a GA anymore. He's just kind of running it down.
Yeah, but again, that's kind of HDK's plan. Get them to focus on you, and then the rest of your team can just make their way downtown.
Yeah, but the problem is that the objective up now is the Baron, and that's on the side that he did fall, so it's going to be a 4v5 for this Baron if they look for it. Marshall's going to be trying to poke out Craig, throwing that W, not going to be able to hit anything but the clone there. Boris recalling a bit of a weird location. I feel like that's not legal, but whatever.
Maybe.
He's off vision. He's off vision. It is.
Maybe, but there's no ref. There's no ref.
Ollie's just going to be keeping on clearing these camps, try to get as strong as possible, as even if he doesn't get more items, when he kills these camps, he gets more attack speed, gets more stacks, gets stronger. So it's just going to be, everyone's going to be looking towards this Baron, as that is the real play. But, I mean, if Fuel, like how they're going to be doing this, is HDK is going to be matching Jax. There's an advantage for Albany, as Jax has TP and HDK does not. He actually opted for the Ignite, as I said. So with that being said, it'll end up being a 5v4 if a Baron play does end up happening. I think Albany likes those odds and might be taking that. Looks like they're already pressing towards that. Jax walking back so he doesn't get his TP canceled by the Garen silence.
Though. It could be something.
Actually, looks like he might be trading on
Maybe.
to. No, he's just gonna just walking out, just walking it out. You know, HK's trying to run down the Jax, but I mean, it's just they're. Everyone's looking for someone to overstep, right? So you see Wukong hiding in this bush,
that's what's
looking
happening.
for one of the squishies so he can EQ ult, instantly one-shot one of them. See the same, and follow up with that Varus ult, that Silas. I mean, they have so much pick potential on the side of Albany, but again, HDK somehow 2v1ing.
I mean, that's just HDK's style. He doesn't care.
Jax is just extremely low HP now. Ollie is here to pick off the Recon. Might be able to get both, actually. Good knock up. Good E, and that's going to be a double kill. It's really big by Fuel. Good turn, because with the damage, with the comp that UALBANY has, they are not able to take this Baron as 3. They don't have a pure 80 carry. They have a lethality character who doesn't have his Mura mana yet. Still not as strong, but they're going to be able to fight back, get this top tier 2, but Fuel's going to be hitting more and more turrets. They got the mid tier 2 as well. They're going to be walking towards this Baron. This Baron is now advantage to them as 2 of the members of UALBANY are dead.
And one's channeling right now, but they might cancel it at the last possible. Nope, they did not.
Baron's just going to fall.
They just might.
This is slow, though.
It is slow. The health is being chipped down, but for all intents and purposes, the Baron is in Fuel's court, and this is a strong play. This is what Fuel needs. Baron Nashor is down. That's giving you very strong stats and healing.
They're trying to cancel these recalls
yeah,
as
here we
this
go.
type of fight is where they shine best. Zan has to cancel his ultimate. Not exactly what he wants. Good stopwatch by the Sylas. Also canceled his ultimate. Apparently we keep casting movement abilities in Misfortune ultimate, but looks like it's just going to be a good fight for UALBANY. Fuel not able to kill any of them. They're able to get them all quite low, but just able to live. Ollie, I think, though, might be able to walk out here with all those dashes. Just slightly escape, and only HJK falling. Not the worst situation if you're Fuel. You have these Baron waves, so you should be able to stop this push of UALBANY. They're slowly getting stronger. I mean, that Zonya's really saved Sylas there. He kind of walked in, got hit by a charm, but he Zonya's it, lives afterwards, has to burn his flash though. Doesn't get an ultimate what he needed, but I have to see as it's going to be all eyes on this Drake in 1 minute as Fuel looking to collect their Infernal Soul, continue to come back into this game, maybe get a win. And you see Ollie hunting for someone, maybe trying to look for a pick, get this vision, but he doesn't want to overextend too much as he doesn't have any vision on the rest of Albany. You see Ollie just going to be walking in, looking like he may actually be trying to take some camps here, wanting to take as much resources as possible from the side of Albany. And sitting in this bush, there is no vision in here for the side of UALBANY. They do not know where Ollie is. They don't know where Marshall is.
They're all hidden.
They don't know where any of them is, and Ollie's just going to run straight in. The clone burned. The charm going to go wide, and that's not exactly what you want from Fuel, as no ultimates, no summoners burned from the side of UALBANY, but you burned your Ahri ult, which is one of your key abilities. However, it does have the Malignant, so it will come up fairly shortly, but it won't be up for this Drake, and that's all that really matters.
And then overall, Albany is in a strong... But Craig just got their health melted like a hot knife through butter, and now Fuel is on the attack. Ollie going in on the strike. Does manage to get a bit of their health chipped, but they are pushing Albany back slowly but surely, and this is kind of what they need, but they're not falling through. But it did get enough for Albany on the retreat that they are now going after the dragon and can secure the perimeter territory.
They're going to get this Drake. You know, they chunk out the Wukong incredibly hard. He's already 1 HP. He smites the red buff, so he can't even go for a steal if he wanted to. Infernal Soul is going to go over to Fuel, and even if Ahri doesn't have the ultimate, hitting those charms onto these targets of UALBANY, none of them really can tank a charm very comfortably. So they're all going to fall pretty quickly. As you notice, very little MR on any character of Albany. None on the Jax, none on the Wukong. The only MR is a little bit on the Rakan, so definitely a very lethal threat. No, actually, there just is no MR in this game. Never mind. Oh, no, there's a Locket. Locket's the only MR.
That's the only magic resistance we have?
Yeah. Not exactly.
That's
so
not
this
a
Ahri,
position you want to be
no,
in.
This Ahri and this Karma both able to do a lot of damage with this poke ability, with this charms, with these Qs. Ollie's going to be hunting Craig again. I mean, Craig might be in a little bit of danger here. Can be able to take the Blast Cone out, though. I don't know why there's a Blast Cone there. Keep just adding new locations to them every day, I'm pretty sure. But Ollie, Fuel's just going to keep on sieging these waves, pushing these turrets. You see these mites, right? He killed the Baron, so now he gets these little mites spawning every time he kills a wave. They're going to do a lot of damage onto these turrets.
And it's going to be what the advantage is for Fuel. You get the mites, you get the...
They just keep coming.
Oh, yeah, no, they just don't stop coming at all. And they're just going to keep
Craig
coming.
going for a Cyclone, though. This is not exactly what you want. You're going into Marshall. He's able to live that with the shield. The beautiful MF ult. The
Chef's
Great
kiss.
bullet time by Zan, able to punish the overextension of Craig, and with that, Fuel's just going to keep on pushing through, get this turret dead. Good charm by Boo onto Silas, though. Does he have his own Zhonya's? He does. He goes golden, 2 goldens, but a good piercing arrow by Varus. Going to be able to take that kill at the end, kill off Boo, but it's 3-4. You see HDK on the flank, flashing on to Varus, and what can he do? He's permanently silenced. He's one shot. It's a 3-item Garen, and you see the Jax running in, trying to do the same, but he can't. And this looks like Fuel might be able to, I don't know if they have a wave, but Fuel's definitely going to be looking to end the game here. They'll be clawing their way back, not liking how UALBANY dealt with them, but Wukong back up, no ultimate. Silas ult does have his ultimate. Back up, it does have his ultimate, but with the no wave, they're just going to back off, play for resets, and play towards the, I assume, bot lane, as that is the only turret. Oh, actually, bot and mid both have a turret remaining, so probably going to play towards 2 lanes here, bot mid split, and just spend their gold that they just won. You see Belveth at 4 items, Ollie. You see HDK at 3 items. I'm not sure what the we see 3 items on the side of Ahri. We see 4 items on the side of Zan.
So decent item compositions overall.
Everyone's roughly about even. The biggest lead right now, like, I mean, look, Ollie is about 100 CS up on this Wukong, and also a full item up on this Wukong. So there's quite a big lead in the jungle right now. Fairly solid lead for top lane, where HK has 4 items versus the 3 of Jax, but on the other side, I mean, mid lane is definitely still advantage to Albany. Bot lane probably still advantage to Fuel, but still anybody's game. But Ollie and all of Fuel gonna be punishing the Jax. He's just way too far up. You can't be doing this in this position of the game when you have no vision control on your side of the jungle, and you know that there's super waves. You cannot be this far up into the enemy jungler. But HJK is gonna win the 1v1, and that's an insane pick because he should be able to live even. And that's 2 down. Ollie, Zan, Marshall can be able to take in their 2nd Baron of the game. Fuel climbing back in this game. Who cares if you lose your Nexus? Honestly, I think turrets might be a bit of a waste, because every time someone has an open Nexus, they're winning the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And right now, it's a complete mirror from game 1, as I stated, as a broken record, as I am. Already a blitzkrieg. Zan with the domination, just rushing in. Ollie, that's the turret down. They're rushing. That's a shredding of the health. Ollie going for their kill. Boo's taking them out. And yeah, no, I think this is game right here. Already, you got the Fuel blitzkrieg strike. Inhibitors are gone. Defense Tower 1 goes down, courtesy of Zan. Defense Tower 2 goes down. And now it's a blitz for the Nexus.
Hit the Nexus, please.
Already, that's the Nexus at half going down. And are we going to see another? No, that's it. It goes strikes. And that's game 2 going to Fuel Esports. We're on to a game 3.
What a performance from Fuel. A great comeback from them. Bouncing back, honestly, very impressive after the mentally draining game that was game 1.
That was like, what, 55 minutes?
And losing in from such a great position. Somehow coming back in a 2nd game in a losing position and continuously keeping your composure and winning that game. Incredible stuff by Fuel.
Absolutely.
Especially by HDK and Ollie, both showing what they can do on these carry characters, especially Ollie getting that lead in the normal game, but
oh, and Zan too.
Zan did great.
Zan was in some very strong attacks, and this time he did not overextend.
I didn't
he didn't push. He didn't strike when he felt like he wasn't able to. There was always someone, like you had Marshall, you had HDK on the flank, you had Boo. Someone was always with him. He took notes.
Yeah, he had a lot more protection this game for sure.
And overall, I cannot wait for Game 3.
Yeah.
2 extremely mirrored matches, Game 1 and 2. Game 3, it's all or nothing. We know it's going to happen, but unfortunately, we do have to wait, as we are going to go to a quick break as both teams get ready for the final match of tonight's match in League of Legends.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told them all that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child back in the womb. Oh, told him step back, I need my room. Room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom. It's not a dream. not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream. Close my eyes, it's not a dream.
We're right back into Game 3 draft. Fuel versus UALBANY. Both last games have been complete bangers, and we see quite similar bans as we saw before. However, UALBANY decided to pick the red side, thinking that they're doing better on the red, despite the fact that their early game actually went better on blue. But apparently, today is the day of comebacks.
It's the day. It's the day of comebacks, especially if we're on Team Red. So I'm kind of worried that Albany's on red. But you know what I'm finding very curious? Look at the three bans: Caitlyn, Ezreal, and Wukong.
It's exact same as the first game.
But the thing is, Albany last game played Wukong.
Yeah, well, so the reason is because they were on blue side, right? So blue side's first pick, that guy doesn't play Corki. No, Corki here, that's one of the strongest AD carries and also one of the strongest very strong mid laner, especially for Boo to be able to pilot. So we'll have to see who exactly is going to be taking that, as UALBANY's going to be taking the Misfortune. They're going to take the Misfortune Carbon themselves. They're like, we think that's a pretty good lane. How about we have it? Whereas Fuel's going to take the jar. They're just, apparently we're just drafting champs that have already been drafted today.
Yeah.
But, no, so because they're on blue side, they don't want to give the Fuel plays a lot of Wukong. But so does UALBANY, but because he's gonna first pick it. Fuel will first pick it if it's open, so they want to ban it off the table so they can have it, but then Fuel doesn't ban it on blue because they have more important things to ban in their mind.
Because I keep forgetting that depending on where you spawn, like map-wise, can actually determine where you go, and
we cannot decide, but
yeah, no, we can't.
The Maokai coming out, it's a flex generally still. I mean, again, it's support and top flex, I guess, in this draft because jungle is going to be Jarvan. But it's likely going to be going towards support, able to provide that long-range engage with that ultimate, as long as the Corki able to poke, do a lot of damage as well, as UALBANY probably just going to take their jungler here to match the pick of the Jarvan, and it's going to be the Vi.
Classic.
Yeah, very traditional pick. However, a lot of the times when this is picked, it does not play out exactly as the teams are.
They better be wearing the arcane skin. That's the only thing.
It doesn't play out exactly as teams are hoping. But we'll see. Likely Fuel's going to ban the Ahri off the table, as that is the most traditional pick with the Vi. Whereas and maybe also banning a top laner, probably maybe Constante, maybe I'm trying to remember what they banned. But yeah, but we'll see. Actually, never mind. UALBANY going to be taking Ahri off the table, deciding that they're actually pretty confident the Corki is going bot, but I'm actually pretty confident the Corki is going mid.
So I actually want to think that the Corki might. I think couldn't the Corki kind of rotate between mid and bot if needed? That's like a mid game thing.
Yes. So this is a flex pick, right? Which means it can go in either position. However, because of the Fuel players, Zan is not as much of a Corki player, whereas Boo is quite confident on Corki. It's one of his best.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I expect the Corki to play more often. The Garen makes sense. It actually did a lot of work. It lost a little bit early game, but it slowly started cooking, and just eventually side lane was completely unwinnable for the side of the Jacks. On UALBANY, even 2 to 3 members being sent, wasn't able to do enough. But you see Fuel taking out the Galio and the Syndra, just not wanting to have a repeat of that first game. You notice 4 out of 5 of the characters on that first game are now taken out of this draft.
Oh, yeah.
From their team. And you know where the 5th one is?
Where?
On their team.
Oh, yeah.
So Fuel wants nothing to do with that game.
Wait, hold on. Albany took Misfortune this time.
Yeah, Albany took the ball lane.
Oh my gosh, I just realized I've been so used to picking Misfortune.
Sorry.
I was like, wait a second.
Yeah. Albany saw that Misfortune Karma looked like a good lane, and then we're like, we'll have that. So they're playing it out. And the Sylas,
Can I copy your homework? Sure, don't make it obvious.
He piloted the Sylas really well, and also Sylas with Maokai ult is one of his best ultimates, as you can counter that engage. It does a lot of damage for your side. It's just CC is really what you're looking for in a lot of Sylas ults. CC and survivability. The Talia is a great pick here. Able to stop the dashing from UALBANY, from that Vi and that Sylas with that worked ground, I think is what it's called. Never mind, it's Boo Sion. He doesn't want to have fun. He's just going to pick Sion and look at you. And it looks like they're going to be going for the Aurora again from HTK. Remember last time it had a little bit of a rough early game, but
strong mid.
It had a great late game. It had like 6 solo kills. He went from being 0-4 to like 8-4 randomly. So
just out of the blue, and he
was only really behind because the fact that they got lane swapped on. So to see if Fuel decides to maybe survive, figure out what they're going to do for a lane swap here, as UALBANY might want to spec into that. But the Camille. Ooh, not traditionally what I would say is a good pick into the Aurora. Oh, you know what? There's a chance of that. They may have picked that into the Sion, but in fact, that's going to be the Aurora top lane, and the Sion will be going mid. So have to see how both these drafts will end up playing out. Fuel has a bit more standard of a draft. The Jarvan is kind of just like that. There's like that standard engage jungler, but doesn't have as much value as some of the other picks that are that were off the table, like that Wukong, right?
Right. But so with this, you got Corki, Jarvan, Mordecai, Sion, Aurora versus a Misfortune, a Karma, Vi, Sylas, and Camille. This is a composition where I think I'm kind of in the same boat with you. curious yet also concerned in some aspects.
Oh wait, I didn't even realize.
Albany kind of has decided, like, let's do some copying from Fuel. Fuel decided, okay, we're going to take some of your pages, and they're just kind of copying each other and seeing if they're going to do, I guess, copy counters. That's kind of how I'm seeing this, is copy counters and some... We might see an unorthodox strategy, too. I don't know what kind of unorthodox strategy, but there's going to be something.
It's called Scion Mid.
Okay, yeah.
And also, I didn't recognize that is in fact actually going to be Corky ADC. Now, I don't know if Zan has.
ADC?
I don't know if Zan has played this character. I don't know if he has many games on it. He may have 1 or 2, but he might just be. He is a skilled player, so he is able to take those anyways. You know, he's always able to win these types of. He's always able to learn these characters quite quickly on the fly with how talented he is.
And if you don't make the mistake of overextending yourself solo without at least 1 or 2 teammates to back you up, you will become a problem and a threat.
Yeah. We'll have to see exactly how both teams decide to tackle this, but as we wait for them to be loading in, we're going to be cutting to a quick break, and we will see you soon.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I blow soon, soon. Know as a child, back in the womb. Oh, told her step back, I need my room, room. Hop in the car, watch it go vroom.
And my friends, here we are with the final round of our League of Legends match. Week 2 of the League of Legends League, Fuel Esports versus Albany. And already off to a start. Very strong concentration by Fuel Esports, with Albany taking on the same defensive posture as they did in Game 2, just on the different side. But it has been a red day and a day of comebacks, so we don't know what can happen, but things are going to happen, and they're going to happen eventually.
Yeah, the Silas of Albany, they're spotting out the invade from Fuel, so not going to get too much value here. However, they are still going to be, looks like Ollie's still going to be starting the enemy red buff. Might be going for a bit of it is going to be the lane swap again. Fuel,
it is.
It did work. It just, the game just had a bit of issues later on. HDK's here too, though, so I'm not sure exactly what. Oh, actually, looks like they're going to be throwing HDK into the mid lane instead, and throw Sion into the bot lane, or into the top, I guess, in theory, but because he is best suited for these lane swap situations. Sion, one of the best characters in lane swap, because A, you're a tank, and B, if you die, you can still clear the wave. But it's just going to be a split map. Both teams going to be starting
Did Craig just get slapped by the red buff?
I think so. Both teams going to be starting the red side of each jungle, and MF's going to be here forcing out the Maokai already, as the Vi's just going to get the camps completely uncontested. Looks like Jarvan's looping back around, trying to dodge and weave from this Karma, but Karma's going to stay on that red buff. Ollie's getting pressured onto red buff. And Ollie, though, should be able to get this red buff at the end of the day.
Craig is still just punching.
I mean, yeah, we still see Alpaca bullying Ollie, but he has hit level 2, so he's actually going to be able to win this fight a little bit, just pressure him off. He's probably just going to have to go for the Krugs here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to kick the red buff instantly anymore. Oh, going back in. Ollie's just trying to do as much as he can, but he actually might be a little bit in danger here. Marshall, though, with a bit of a roam, but Alpaca is completely shredding his health bar right now, forcing Ollie to fully back off, and as you see, Silas walking in, but Ollie just going to flash out of that Q.
Oh,
good
wow,
Maokai. Good, good Bramble Tangle or whatever. I don't remember what that's called.
I don't know what that was. All I know is it was a double flash to a whack.
Great W by the Maokai to secure that first blood for Fuel, but right away the Silas going to be able to get that kill on to Ollie, and this is not a good position for Ollie, as he lost all of his bot side, and he was only able to get Raptors on the enemy's top side, so he's going to be at a bit of a deficit in the clear here. He's playing Jarvan, though, so a character that like is okay to function on a little bit of a lower econ, but you see on the lane swap side, it's actually, there is no such thing as a lane swap. It's just bot lane is now top. Because both teams realized that a lane swap was likely to happen. However, you notice Karma still only level 1, so a bit of a disadvantage there. Sion, should just be able to claim this up.
I've always been confused about this, because like, even though like lane swaps is just okay, so your top lane is now fighting the bottom lane, your bottom lanes are fighting the top. In just regular, why is it like top lanes is where you have your tanks and bottom lane is where you have like your ADC and your support? Why is that kind of been the common thing?
Dragon. So, sorry, that's not your name. Like Drake's, right?
Right.
So, because Drake spawned on the bot side of the map, you want your strongest members to be over there, and that's why you have your 2-person lane, your bot lane, your AD carry, and your support, because you need someone to protect the AD carry, right?
Right, because your AD carry on their own can't really do much.
They're really squishy. They usually have low mobility, though that's kind of different nowadays, and like a lot of different things, right? Because that Drake's and the Drake spawn earlier, you want to be able to pressure those Drakes as easily as possible throughout lane, so you throw your AD carry and your support into the bot lane, and then top lane, because it's a little bit out of the way, because you're not really going top very much, especially before recent time, the only objective that existed pre-Baron would have been the Herald. Grubs was not a thing.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, Grubs are quite a new thing. They came out, I think, last season. No, they've been in here for a while. Anyways, but with that, like, so Herald didn't spawn until 8 minutes in, so it's not like you really needed to force a play over on that side. So now, but you see a TP coming in for the Silas. Try to punish the play from HTK, Ollie, and Boo, but all it is actually just going to deter them from being able to go on to this Camille. And you're going to be seeing HTK going back into lane, or switching back into laning into the Camille as he initially was planning.
And the dragon has spawned in, and Alpaca unfortunately did take out Marshall.
Oh wait, there was a one. There was a 1-for-1.
Yeah, no, absolute 1-for-1. The Misfortune got killed in action, followed by Marshall, and now there's a decent engagement in the top lane.
This is a win for Zan though, because
Oh yeah,
because he got the kill, whereas the enemy team's support got the kill, and also he is able to collect this wave. Karma can't do too much under this turret to threaten him. He should be able to just get this wave, get out. He should be in a completely fine situation. As you see, Marshall and Boo both looking towards maybe a bit of a top play. The grubs are spawning fairly shortly, so going to be focusing on that. You see Ollie walking up there as well.
Ooh, the rain of the hellfire coming down.
Did like 4 damage.
Yeah, but
it's cool. You know, it's cool.
Yeah.
You see Ollie looking to maybe try to sneak his way into this play on top lane. They don't have the vision.
Oh nope, Void Grub
but
spawn is
actually
going right
just
for the
gonna- yeah,
grubs.
just going straight for the grubs. You know, that's exactly. It's kind of been a situation of play for grubs. However, if you have noticed, 2 times in a row, one team has gotten 6 grubs, and 2 times in a row, the team that's gotten 6 grubs has lost. So, might be a little bit of a curse, but
Maybe it's a bad idea to go for.
No,
Don't go for the grubs! Stop!
No,
Stop!
no,
Let
grubs-
Balmany get it.
grubs are still incredibly good. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
grubs are still probably the best objective, especially early games, in my opinion. Just turn games so quickly with how fast you can delete these turrets.
That's the thing.
But-
It's actually surprising what I've seen, not just in personal play, but in the past 2 weeks, even from last year when I've casted, how much Void Grubs in the early game can turn the tide of tower combat. It's insane.
Yeah, first turret's always been quite an important thing, right? Because you get bonus gold on that first turret killed. And with plates as well, grubs shreds through these plates. So your plates give you each bit of gold. So grubs are extremely good for just enhancing your gold economy. And that's kind of the end of the game. End of the day, the game is all about getting more gold than the opponent. Kills don't really matter if you're winning on the side of CS and turret gold, right?
Yeah, and I also heard that there's a myth depending on your your kill and assist ratio. Do you actually get a damage nerf if you actually have a negative KD? I've heard that from some players. Is that true, or is that just a myth that I heard? I'd assume that's a myth.
No, that's not real. The only
Okay.
thing that if you have bad stats is you just won't have the same items as your opponents.
Okay.
So you'll feel weaker, you know, those items. And we see the Silent just ulting right back to mid lane just to get that wave. Ollie, though, on a little bit of a hidden location here, might be looking for the Karma, but actually just going to take this quick recall as Marshall's just going to pressure them away with that sapling. Mid lane just doing a bit of aggressive trading, but I don't think anything's really going to come from this. You know, Silent's just
Simple stalemate.
just going to
currently.
live. Yeah, he's just kind of, they're just kind of pushing waves out. Nothing's really going to happen here.
Well, both teams know what's at stake. No one wants to try and do an important attack if they don't know for certain they'll win. Because the moment you mess up and give the opponent an opportune attack strategy to
Ollie.
really go and rush,
Ollie gonna look for something here. Should be able to kill the Misfortune. No flash on her. Not exactly what he wanted there. I think he did a little bit of a short E, and that's actually going.
Craig out of the blue.
That's gonna mean that Super Ben's gonna live this play. Ollie, never mind, gonna collapse back on. Not exactly what he wanted. You know, there was a bit of a misplay there, but in the end, still able to get 2 for nothing. Probably gonna be able to get a 3rd here on this dive. Nope, just gonna push her back. And you notice these grubs right away, how fast the turret's gonna be dying with 3 people hitting it.
Oh, and
Ollie gonna
Ollie.
be going in, you know, not gonna be able to catch onto this Karma, I don't think, but just able to pressure her off the wave, just able to get more and more damage, more pressure, and I mean, you notice the
Tactical
game is,
recall.
before that play, pretty much it was dead even, right? One objective to both sides, right? 3 grubs versus a Drake. It was like very equal kills. I think it was 2-2.
Around that, yeah.
It was
fairly
2-2.
even.
It was exact even gold, and now a little bit more of a snowball. You see Corky 3 kills to 0 right now. Already has a 10 CS lead. This is Zan's game to completely carry, make up for that first game. And let's see if either of these teams are able to close out when they get the lead.
And right now, do you think when it comes to getting a lead, should either team try to go for kind of what happened in Game 1, Game 2, like the moment they get a strong moment to just push the map all the way to the next, do they go for it?
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, that is still a good play. It's just they overstayed a little bit too long. They thought they could end both times, and neither time they ended up getting that end. So just after that, you know, when you lose 5 members, that's 5 kills, 5 shutdowns oftentimes when you're that strong.
And
You're
that's
just gonna be
also
losing, but
not considering the gold bounties that the champions get. Because when
Yeah.
there's a bounty, you kill them, you get that
Yeah.
bonus